Welcome into the DGD Podcast. I'm Robert Reynolds. That is Dan Kiley. Down there is your boy Kobe Pierce. Guys, the bye week has passed us by, and it is now Alabama week. But before that, we've got some things from the bye week that we need to talk about. I think the bye week came at a perfect time. Well, we'll talk more about that. Got to sit back and enjoy the weekend of college football slate, if you will. We'll talk about that, right, and a lot more. Make sure, the show's brought to you by our friends down there, Alumni Hall, right? Make sure to go get yourself geared up at Alumni Hall. Dan, Kobe, how are y'all doing tonight?
One show in, I'm ready to go.
Yep.
I bet so, huh?
Good night. Nice, easy little Monday night. Just getting ready for the week.
That it is. Yeah, it's going to be a long one. Big game Saturday. That's all. I'm going to leave it there. Well, trust me, we got our preview show coming up, and that is something that you will not want to miss. Let's do this. Bye week. How did y'all handle the bye week?
For me, it's the same. Every single Saturday, I'm at the ball field from 8 a.m. until about 10 o'clock p.m., so I don't even get to watch college football most Saturdays. I have to DVR or tape the games I want to watch and go back and watch them later, so that's how mine went.
And mine went the complete opposite. Wife was out of town for a wedding. I don't think I moved from my recliner from about 11:30 in the morning until roughly 10:45 at night, except for, proper nourishment. So it's both liquid and solid foods, little mid-afternoon snack. But had the 3 TVs going in the living room, walked down our bedroom TV and had it on the dog's crate in the living room, balanced up there. So it was great. Between that and the fact that YouTube TV can let you watch 4 games at once.
Yes.
It's like having 10 games going at one time. It's way too much football. You can hardly focus on the game you want to watch. But
Dabo Swinney found out about YouTube TV like last week. He legitimately
I believe you. Man, still found out about the transfer portal.
Whew.
Who had that on their 2024 bingo card? Finding out about YouTube TV multi-view before the portal. Oh, my word.
I'm telling you, you just wait. It's going to blow his mind.
That's good stuff.
Wait. So you're telling me that poor little Clemson can come in here and use God's name, image, and likeness to get that pen transfer over there, that left tackle? Sign me up, buddy. Yeah.
Hey,
he's already told you. He's already told you them kids in the portal can't even play for Clemson. So,
which one's gonna happen first? Oh boy, you could play some games out of that one. I'll tell you that.
No doubt. But yeah, anyways, great weekend of college football. There were some really good games, some good Friday night games. I always love the little Thursday, Friday night sprinkle of like a good game. And then even like into deep Saturday night, Pac-12 after dark.
That's not
BYU beat the stuffing out of Kansas State. I mean,
I see what you did there
in a bad way. So
save that for later. We're gonna let that marinate because. Oh, buddy, your team is trash is about to be absolutely fun. Got to sit back and for me, like I said, YouTube multi-view, perfect. All right, just phone, TV, 8 games, 8 different ones. Come on, be honest. Be honest with yourself. To be fair, I thought some of it was kind of boring. It's a mixture, right? It was like you had a lot in the 3:30 slot. You had several that were like fourth quarter ball games, 1 possession. But like the noon slot was so boring. I was just like, what is this? Yeah, got to watch just some abysmal football in the ACC. There is no other way to put it. That conference is hot shit.
So your team is trash, your conference is trash?
That'd be doing a disservice to
trash.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the juice on the bottom in the bottom. It's nasty work. Yeah, it's got a little maggot in there too. Yeah, it's been fermenting for a while. But other than that though, got to watch the Tennessee-Oklahoma game. I thought that was interesting. to be fair. So definitely sat back and, just enjoyed it. It was weird not watching football and nasty narrative here. I think college football got exposed not having Georgia and Alabama on the screens at some point in time.
Yeah, a couple of those nooners, though. I mean, like Florida and Mississippi State, it was like a battle for the bottom of the SEC.
Oh, my God, it was disgusting.
An interesting game. James Madison right around that same time slot. West Virginia had a pretty good game. There were a couple of good ones. You just had to know where to find them. I mean, luckily week 4 kind of ends the like non-conference, non-Power 5 matchup. So from here on out, everybody should be at least playing an opponent of similar makeup in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not exactly the same, but like, Penn State took it to Kent State 56-0, broke the all-time school record for yards in a game. Probably not going to see that this week against Illinois for Penn State. But like you're saying, it should kind of level itself out from here on out. What a great weekend to have a great game for us. There's going to be some great games across the country. Kind of catapult you into conference play for everybody.
Can we talk about bad beat, though, Nebraska?
Oh.
Man drops a touchdown, then they miss a field goal, and then they lose in overtime. Oh, hell.
I mean, hell, the same could be said with Colorado Baylor. Baylor had that game. I thought they were walking away, and then nope.
Can we talk about storming the field after beating a 2-2 team that's not ranked? Like, bro.
What about Stanford beating Syracuse? Shout out to Ash.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what I'm saying. There were some really good games, like you're saying, that, just got to know where to find them. The Travis Hunter, to me, like, not even close, probably Heisman favorite right this second.
I was about to say, let's ask this. I mean,
I'm behind that.
Through this point, up to this point, who's your Heisman runner? Who's your front runner? You said Travis Hunter, right?
It's really not overly close after that at the moment.
I hear you. I appreciate your take. However, he's played absolutely nobody. There's nobody in the secondary that can guard him at all.
I agree.
There's nobody on his level. He is 100% not doing that to Georgia, not doing that to Alabama. He's not doing that to Ohio State. Not. But he's a hell of a football player. And I would have loved – that's the thing that makes me kind of angry about him following Dion around is we don't get to see him on the big stage. We get to see him absolutely blitzing people. But, I mean, he won them that damn football game with that tackle at the goal line. I mean, bro, like this much. If he's that much late or that much early, maybe that doesn't happen. Perfect hit. He's a hell of a football player. I'm not dissing your pick. I'm just saying I wish I could just see him do it against somebody better. But
no doubt. His career will go down, like you're saying, as one of the biggest what ifs in college football of like, what if he had played at a Power 5 contender type. But to me, I mean, there have been a handful of those guys throughout history. Sure. I think the people that hate it the most are NFL GMs because, like, if you think about it, had you gone to a Nick Saban, had you gone to a Ryan Day, a Kirby Smart, well, if you had done that, somebody would have made you pick which one to do. Like, Kirby would not have let you done both the way you're doing it. He may have let you play DB full time and come in and play receiver some, or vice versa. Right now, you have to draft him if you're an NFL GM, and then you got to pick. That doesn't happen a lot.
So to me, it seems that every time that Kirby gets a guy who's talented on both ways, he always sticks him on defense first. Am I wrong?
Miko Harmon played DB here for one whole year.
Yep. Well, you had argument because Tate Crowder was a running back that got converted to linebacker.
But I'm talking about like upper echelon talent. I mean, Tate Crowder was like a 2-star JUCO running back.
Just got to figure out something for him.
Yeah.
But then there was somebody else though. It was
Malachi was an athlete coming out of Jefferson.
But I think they told him straight up. But
it just makes sense. He values defense. I mean, can't be mad about it.
Well,
I think Travis Hunter's a better receiver. That's just me.
See, and maybe I'm just brainwashed. I think that his ability to play the ball in the air makes him just a deadly DB. Like his length and his body size, I think he'd be really good.
I think he's Justin
ability.
Jefferson. I think he's every bit the receiver Justin Jefferson is.
And you don't think he's Heisman front runner if he's Justin Jefferson?
I'm not. I didn't say he wasn't talented. I said I wish I could see him do it against somebody good.
A great debate. See, y'all can talk to y'all's Travis Hunter. Give me Cam Ward and maybe the backup to that, Ashton Genty, buddy from Boise State.
Jackson Dart is incredible right now, but he's not played. If I'm going to say that about Travis, Jackson Dart has played absolutely nobody. So,
but he's also got a professional fluff piece as a head coach that's just elevating their stats this way. You know what I mean?
True. But at the same time, if I'm not mistaken, I saw something earlier. There was a press conference with Lane, and he got asked about does he think his schedules helped him prepare for SEC play? And he straight up said, "I'm a realist. No, I'm just hoping that fall camp and practices have." Which I'd be nervous as shit if I'm an Ole Miss fan at that point. But at least he's being real with you. Can't be mad about it. I mean, you beat the will to go back. Like you beat Wake Forest so bad in there in Winston-Salem that you beat their will to go to your spot. They canceled it and put Washington State,
I thought.
Washington State, man. One of the Pac-2. Immediately. So you can tell that should have been in the works. I'm just gonna let that be known.
They're talking about my boys after dark like that.
I will. Well, Ole Miss is
But what about Arch's first start? I mean, not Heisman worthy, but I mean, that's pretty impressive for a first start.
Well, he threw the pick on that first possession and then calmed down and won the game handily.
And then the second pick wasn't his fault.
You just think about like small caveat. You think about how we are thinking about next season and the questions we have. And you think about Texas and what they're thinking about next season. Not as many questions next season at Texas as there are here. I mean, that's those small battles that you lose on the recruiting trail where you finish top 2 and you're just barely 2. And, I mean, it could be a really good year for Texas next year because of that. I thought he looked very impressive. Yeah.
I mean, the same could be said with Dylan Raiola. I know they lost, but I don't think it was really him losing him losing the game Friday. But up to this point, for him being a true freshman starting, like I thought he's played very well too.
Are you into hypotheticals? Are you at all? Okay, good. So here's a hypothetical I saw this week.
I like a little hypothetical on occasion.
All right, so DJ Lagway, I think everybody will admit is a top-tier quarterback, right? Is he going to want to stay around at Florida if they fire the head coach? So in a chain of events, if they fire Billy, right, down there, DJ's probably looking out. So they did the breakdown of the 3 teams that have the money and have the need for a quarterback. And the 3 teams that they came up with were Alabama, Georgia, and Texas A&M. What if DJ Lagway was a quarterback at Georgia next year?
You pick Rashada for this reason, I think. But at the same time,
hold on. It doesn't matter. Kirby does not give 2 craps.
No, I know. That's what I was literally about to say. I was about to throw the butt there.
Kobe is.
I'm trying to think about everybody. So Ty Simpson's your next choice at Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
They still got that Ryan Mack kid too that DeBoer brought in.
Ooh, they do. He was like number 1 quarterback in that class. I would agree. Who's Ohio State guy in their quarterback room?
Oh, they've got.
I know Sayin. I forgot.
Sayin, Tavian St. Clair coming in.
I would agree with that. Isn't Lagway from Texas?
Yes, he is.
I would imagine he'll have to see who takes A&M, how they continue to play under Elko, and because I think it's a if not a win in the situation down in Florida.
See, my thing is, if you're talking hypotheticals, let Eugene Wilson, right? Let him go on red shirt, hit the portal, come to Georgia.
I've got my shopping list down in Gainesville. It's a lot of the defenders, but there's a couple of them.
Trey, I'll say this: Eugene Wilson is one of the star players on that offense this year.
He's a receiver down there. Damn,
yeah, I'd take him.
All right, back to focus here. Enough Florida.
I want to ask y'all a question on this while we're at it. What a weird week, because you've had multiple quarterback changes. So Oklahoma, in the middle of the Oklahoma-Tennessee game, benches Jackson Arnold, and then puts in the freshman quarterback, Michael something like that. Now he's announced the starter against Auburn this week. You've got that right there. Auburn. Speaking of Auburn,
you're on the third one, right?
Who?
Auburn. Aren't they on their third quarterback now?
No, they had Hank Brown, and then they put in Peyton Thorne, and they still lost the game. I don't even know who's going to be the starter. Is it Peyton Thorne?
I thought there was a third kid that they were talking about.
I don't know. Walter White, maybe?
Maybe that's what it was.
I don't know. I've heard people talking about it, but, buddy, what
a legendary name.
I saw your face perk up.
Yeah.
Somebody
let him cook.
Literally.
Good.
But I want to ask y'all's opinion on that. What did y'all see? I mean, first things first, Hugh Freeze has got to be the most – I don't know how to explain it. My man cannot take accountability.
Dude, Bo Wallace absolutely cooked his ass. Did y'all see that? Bo Wallace going after Hugh Freeze?
Yeah, Bo Wallace. Keep in mind, Bo Wallace was Ole Miss's quarterback when Hugh Freeze was coaching at Ole Miss and did not hold back Saturday night. Did not.
I think the biggest thing, and I do understand that, like, there wasn't a ton, like 4 games into the season, there may not have been a ton of talent at the quarterback position in the portal. But the fact that he didn't even roll the dice and take a chance on somebody, to me, is just bad ball. I mean, because right now they have a ton of talent on the outside. They're a pretty good football team. They just don't have so many. They could take somebody like and this isn't a knock on somebody I played with, a Jake Fromm style, just game manager, can make the 20-yard throws and in, can occasionally hit you on a big play action pass 35 yards plus down the field. Somebody that can go 16 of 20 for 225. Auburn would be beating the brakes off of people right this second. Bad.
Yeah.
I mean, Hugh Freeze wasn't wrong with what he said, but he was just an asshole for saying it. Like, he's just throwing kids under the bus left and right. But he's like, hey, like, if we could just have a quarterback complete guys to, passes the guys that we see running wide open, we'd be just fine. But the point is, he doesn't ever take accountability. And it speaks to character, right?
This is what Auburn wanted, and it couldn't have happened to a better fan base.
These aren't my hookers.
Fair. I want to say, let's talk a little bit about that Tennessee-Oklahoma game. What did y'all see in that game? Because I saw Oklahoma, damn good defense, horrible ass offense. I'm not discrediting Tennessee either. I thought Tennessee got after it. Did an abnormal thing. Heupel did. Yeah, I thought he would be out for blood. I think the narrative was he might be out for blood. Sits on the ball and wins by 10. That freshman quarterback had them all sorts of fucked up, man. All sorts of fucked up.
Nico.
I think that game showed you just how turnovers are.
I think you're muted.
Me?
Yes.
No, he's talking.
Oh, no? Maybe it was just an audio issue.
Okay.
Sorry.
I heard you.
I think that that game showed you just how important turnovers and momentum are in college football. I mean, Oklahoma had the ball numerous times with chances to score, big momentum plays where they could march down at least a field goal, probably a touchdown, and they just kind of kept handing the ball right back over to Tennessee. And those are just things in games like that, big games, top 25 games, especially with an explosive offense in Tennessee. You just can't overcome having 3 turnovers, 4 turnovers. it catches up with you, especially the way Jackson Arnold ran that offense when he was in. You really don't have that margin for error.
Yeah. Keon, we're talking about the college football slate this past weekend, sir. I want to hear your thoughts on this. This is about to get juicy as shit. I feel it coming.
So, a couple of things that all just came to me real quick. So, college football slate, it was very interesting to watch. Right before I started talking, I remember the fact that JMU got the shit kicked, or I'm sorry, UNC got the shit kicked out of them, and we all took UNC. And I'm wearing my Keep Calm and Hate Duke UNC shirt right now, and all of that just wow.
Couldn't have happened to a better team either way.
I mean, whoa.
And if you wonder why I took it a little personal, it's because James Madison, quarterback, had a redemption story for the ages on that.
Yeah.
Alonzo Barnett comes out of Grimsley. UNC tells him no, by the way, tells him straight up no. So he goes to James Madison and then actually got benched last year to again turn back and get the starting job to then throw seven total touchdowns, not five passing, 2 rushing. 70 points in Kenan Stadium. Yuck. But I'm going to turn it back to Dan. Dan, you got something about the Tennessee-Oklahoma game.
Yeah. So, my take on that game going into it is I thought Tennessee's offense was going to put a number on Oklahoma. I have been disappointed what Oklahoma has done to this point this year. Their offense is doo-doo, and they weren't able to compete in the football game, but their defense played incredibly well. I was actually really impressed with what Nico Iamaleava did at quarterback. He's a really, really talented kid, and I'm becoming more and more impressed with him every single week. I know it was a hot topic when he got paid all of that money, and people thought it was, just throwing away money. But he, I don't know about you guys, but Nico has really, really impressed me with his ability to distribute the football and make right reads and make really good decisions. Now, Oklahoma is a good game. They had a good defense, but can he do it when they play Georgia or Alabama? So we'll see.
I also realized that I was the only one to take Oklahoma. Can we just skip the part of the podcast where we go over records? Because I just know that I'm last, and it's last by a lot. And then I took Mississippi State, right? Because shit couldn't even get worse. Oh, wait, it can. Missouri, you almost had me feeling like the biggest piece of shit ever. Wow.
Jay, you know what though? The best part about this all, Jaden is perfect on his picks, by the way. Folks, that is a 6-year-old kid. Every week.
Are you smarter than a 6-year-old? Clearly, I'm not. Jesus Christ.
Listen. I'm here to let you know. Every week, all right. If you're not familiar with our DGD Pick'em, every single week he picks whatever game he wants, and he picks who he wants to win on behalf of the brigade. He has not gotten it wrong yet.
Really?
100% so far.
I don't know. I had a really, really impressive record, and I don't know that it's really, really impressive after this last weekend.
We'll save that. We'll save that for the preview show.
Damn it, I'm dying to know. If you know, let us know.
Yeah,
I don't. I have compiled. I have not compiled that yet.
I was just double checking.
I know it was bad. I mean, think about this. We all had Nebraska winning too.
Nice.
Oh my God! Oh my!
I don't mind losing as long as y'all lose them too.
Can we never put Nebraska back into any of these picks? Please?
I don't know. We'll see. I think you'd be surprised. There's going to be some better games. At least we got LSU right, guys, and Clemson.
Yeah, here we go.
What about USC Michigan? By the way, what about USC Michigan? Everybody picked USC.
Keon, you rode with the Hogs. Attaboy. Keon, you also rolled with Utah with me. Very nice. Let's see. You did ride with Oklahoma. That's tough luck there. We all rolled USC. Let's see here.
All together. Oops.
Upset of the week.
Keon
Keon somehow got upset of the week. He picked Auburn.
No, he. So Auburn is
Was
who he
on
put
upset alert.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Yes.
I thought we couldn't pick from the week's game.
No, I started piecing that together. It made sense when you look at, like, for instance, Keon picked Arkansas up top.
Yeah.
So if he wanted to do the upset pick, you had to stay true to it. You can't double dip by saying you've got Arkansas to beat them, but then Auburn is your. You see what I mean? Like if you picked Auburn as your lock, but you've got Arkansas up top, I consider that double dipping.
I'm with you.
But if he had Arkansas up top, then he went double down on it. Doubling down is okay. Double dipping is not.
Gotcha.
It's a little bit complicated, but once the logic slides out, it makes sense. Florida State won. Hold on, wait. Florida State won, folks. Florida State won. So the Cal
to lose.
Yeah. No, USC. We're talking about USC, Michigan, Southern Cal, Michigan, Star Wars.
Yeah.
And no, Scar is not the real USC.
No, sorry. No, not at all.
It's Scar.
Not even close. I wanted to get y'all's thoughts about that. I left that game very disappointed. It just felt like Lincoln Riley just fumbled away a game that he should have won.
You lost a game by a quarterback who only threw for 35 yards.
That's facts.
There's... I could for sure be a head coach. Like, there's no way. Like, I could do this.
Ready.
Fam, play calling on a team that does nothing but run the ball and throw screens. Fam.
Keon, I got it. They lost to Jim Crow football.
Fam. Segregation football, bro. They're throwing the ball backwards. What in the fuck? You couldn't beat them?
Dude, my stepdad called me because he's a huge Michigan fan. He's like, literally, he is like, not even kidding. He's like, Cannon could have gone out there and thrown for more than 36 yards behind that offensive line with those receivers. He was so mad.
They pulled out a win, though. Like clockwork, though. USC's defense, listen, I'm happy for them. The fact that he's actually trying to establish a defense, even if it is way too late. But still, it shows you've got a ways to go.
Fucking vegetarians. I mean, like, what in the fuck is going on out there? How are you doing this?
California dreaming, baby.
That's that avocado toast bullshit. That's why they fucking lost to Michigan. They're up there eating conies and grits and shit. And meanwhile,
no. Here you go. You got avocado toast versus cheese curds.
Bro, cheese curds and fucking conies. Dude, and you lost.
Give me Culver's.
Cheese curds fucking slap. You watch your mouth.
Culver's is straight. I ain't lying.
No, I'm talking about real cheese curds.
Bro, these people eat like it's the 1870s and warehouse workers. Like
king of the castle.
Fam, they're building the first original Ford pickup truck, and you just look, come on.
And all jokes aside, I think that
avocados from Mexico.
No, they're not. They're from fucking NorCal. That's the problem. You go down there and grab me a couple of those avocados from Mexico. I ain't too proud.
After watching that game, offensively, I'd rather drink the Mexican tap water than watch that game.
Fam,
hold on. Hey, Rudes, what's that? What do they call that in Canada? The gravy on the fries. What are they?
Poutine. Poutine. That's Canadian.
I know, but damn, half of Michigan is in the
like French fries and gravy. Yeah,
bro. What?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, they
just went sideways.
It completely did. I'm sitting here reading avocados from Mexico and the jingle. I can't be mad at
This
it.
is
Oh man,
you can't take a
Any other
team serious that start their day with salad. And that is the problem, right? Football. Okay. All right. This is why no one plays real football north of the Mason-Dixon line or west of it. Because this is bullshit. How in the fuck? Man, look. Let's just move on. I don't even want to go over this shit no more.
I want to know what you're drinking, Kobe. What is that?
These people fucking suck.
Oh, Pib.
Mr. Pip Zero.
Oh, I thought you were drinking Steel Reserve there for a minute. Southern Bread.
A beer would be good too, but
while we're at it, is it time? Is it time for Keon? Is it time for your team is trash? Should we do it now?
Let's jump right into it. I don't even want to wait no more. USC.
Right, hold on. Slow down. Hold on. For those that aren't familiar, your team is trash. Let's break this down. Your team is trash. Doesn't necessarily mean your season's over or anything like that. We're just letting you know that this past weekend, your team is trash. Okay, and
how'd you get Keon in the graphic like that?
But he was working. I can't shot.
Washing that off right there.
Overtime, I guess. I mean, this is fucking embarrassing. I mean, Lincoln Riley's supposed to be this.
Let's start with the glaring one here. Okay, let's start. Keon, what's your shirt say again?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start with UNC. I'll take this one over, fellas, if I can get this ISO. All right, so Mac Brown, right? You are a football coach at a basketball school. That's where you first fucked up. Second, get those basketball players back on the fucking court because we ain't got much longer until the season starts. Okay? The game is football, not basketball. You losing to JMU? Where is that school located? Anybody else besides Robert? No, you don't. What the fuck? You suck. Your team is trash, and you have to deal with that.
Might I add, I'm going to jump in as well. Alonzo Barnett. UNC, you had your shot. I understand you might not.
He made the right decision. What the fuck? You had
your reservations, but, buddy, Alonzo Barnett, Grimsley Worley, might I add. You're 2-0 in Keenan. And if you might add where I'm getting the 2-0, that's also the state title that he won too in high school. They play him in Keenan. 2-0 got a nice ring to it. Absolutely dominated that game. 53. I want you to understand something. 53 points in one half of football. Listen, James Madison, I hope you continue what you're doing because I got you going to the playoffs as that group of 5. A little bit of a stretch, but it's possible. And if you do something like that again, guys, shit can happen.
Rob, I'm gonna be honest with you. If
Keon,
I ever see a football,
if I'm not mistaken.
Can anybody else besides Rob hear me? All right, cool. Give me a second, right? If your team scores 53 points and still somehow fucking loses, I'd be ready to throw up in my shoes and then put them on. Okay? What kind of shit is that? 70 points? Your DC don't need to get fired. The motherfucker needs to get jumped. Are you serious? 70 points? 10 touchdowns, bro. 10, man.
You want to hear what's worse?
Man.
James Madison scored 13 points last week against Gardner Webb.
Mm-hmm.
It was 13-6 final.
Yep.
Not even 20 points scored in the Gardner Webb game. And they scored 70 big boy points at North Carolina.
Also,
honestly, you gotta ask, right? UNC, are y'all real football players, or like are we confused here?
I'm a
70 points
player.
70 points, bro. What? Dan, 70 points. You ever watched a game that had 70 points scored by one team? Cody, you play collegiate Kobe.
Yes.
You play collegiate football.
I
You
have
play
watched a team
collegiate
score
football.
70
Have you?
points, but the other
Have
team
you?
didn't have 50. And
50.
the damn sure the non-power 5 team wasn't the one that scored 70.
What if I told you it was Florida Sanford, but Florida won?
Listen, I'm here to tell you, Harrison had the funniest shit. He's like, I didn't know basketball season already started.
Fam.
That's what it felt like.
What the fuck?
Let's do this. Let's stay in the Tar Heel state. NC State.
Wow.
The people have spoken. Your team is trash, and your fan base has to deal with that. Where do I begin? Joel Osteen beat the bejesus out of you. Beat the devil out of you. And I put the B on it for a purpose. Yeah, it was bad. Freshman quarterback, I'm not going to beat him up for that. But this has been marinating for a little bit longer. This started.
That was a freshman quarterback?
Yeah.
That quarterback coach ain't shit. He ain't shit. That OC ain't shit either.
Hear me out, though. This has been marinating for some time. NC State was starting off the season ranked, right? Preseason ranked. And it's obvious at this point that it was based off of last year's production. Guys, you don't know how to handle a quarterback situation, and it shows. You had MJ Morris. And this, like I said, this has been marinating, folks. You go to Virginia and pick up Brennan Armstrong, which was average at Virginia, and you play him over MJ Morris. Then he leaves. And then you go to Coastal Carolina and pick up Grayson McCall. That was average at Coastal Carolina. While MJ Morris transfers out. So you had MJ Morris on your bench, and he played good.
Wait, real quick. Grayson McCall, that was one guy off air that I had so much faith in when it came to him joining, because it looked so good at Coastal Carolina. Either it did or I've been lying to myself. Whatever. He
had one good year with Grayson McCall, had one good year with Chadwell, and then after that, it was kind of average. Once he left, things were regressing with him. Once he left to go up to NC State, they paid him what they paid him, I guess. MJ Morris is gone. So now it's just him and that backup or the quarterback that started against Clemson. Clemson literally ran the devil out of the NC State. They beat the shit out of them.
Grayson McCall, do your internships.
Oh, yeah, it's going to get worse. Listen, it's going to get worse because that offense was putrid.
Bro. We watched a lot of bullshit football this weekend. Let's be all the way honest.
Man, here we
I'll
go.
be the first one to say it.
Hold on. I think we'll all say this one. We'll all say this one. Well, if you stayed up late, you're going to feel us on this one. Kansas State.
Wow.
The people have spoken. Your team is trash. And y'all have to deal with it. Sat up here way past my bedtime Saturday night to watch you get blown out by Mormons at BYU. Mormons with a Jewish quarterback, might I add. Did y'all hear about that? But you didn't know that until now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blessed them with an ass whooping.
Okay. All right.
I thought Kansas State was supposed to be a contender in the Big 12. After that, I don't know.
Not at all.
I don't know about that.
That shit is shitty. That shit is shitty. And also, I told y'all, UCF, second, right? The 1 week Georgia doesn't play football. Oh my God. They need Georgia football worse than what we do as fans. This was bullshit. Like, NC State people tried to tell you, oh, they're going to be a good team. No, they're not. Kansas State, they're going to be a good team.
That is a lie.
No, they're not. They're not good. USC, not good. I'm looking at LSU even crazier because of the way how USC just lost to Michigan.
Hey, what if I told you this was a representation of BYU's attack on how they attacked this game? You ready for this? Would this make sense?
Yeah.
Dangerous. No one is to go near them.
And that's a fact. It looked like they were social distancing. This shit is insane.
Woof. We'll put you out of your misery. Kansas State again. Your team is trash. And y'all have to deal with that. Now, this was the fun one. Where are my Auburn fans at? I know there ain't an Auburn fan on here.
Oh.
Maybe Juan's watching. But either way, Auburn. The people have spoken. And I'll tell you right now, I've spoken. I made this call. Y'all's team is trash. And y'all have to deal with it. Absolutely got to deal with that. And this one can't come to a better fan base. But I saw that defense get a Sparta kick or a flying knee, I guess you could say. I saw MMA in this game. I saw horrible offense in this game.
I saw the people's elbow in this game. Okay.
And I saw a lack of accountability at post game. So,
okay. I got to shit on them, but let's be clear, right? Y'all tried to sell me on this Hank Brown guy. He fucking sucks. Okay, he fucking. Y'all thought y'all did something. Then y'all put Peyton Thorne in. Then you played Robbie Ashford. I could tell Hugh Freeze, you have no idea what you're doing, and it's obvious. Okay, I don't know.
Man, the funny thing about it. We told this shit. We said it all season. They got Cam Coleman. They got these receivers. They started paying for kids. The recruiting started going up.
Oh, don't forget Auburn walking away with the #1 recruiting class. Remember that bullshit? You remember that?
But you still didn't get a quarterback. And you didn't. This is just showing me that you can't develop as a coach. You doubled down on it. And here we are. Have two quarterbacks that are actually zero quarterbacks because none of them good. And you walked it. And the funny thing about this, you ready for this? What's going to make this even better? I don't care if it was Akron. You pushed out Robbie Ashford. He goes to South Carolina, has himself a damn good day while they beat Akron. And get it, it's Akron. But against LSU, couldn't fucking pass the ball. And then all of a sudden just tears it up. Massive win for them.
This is just absolute. It's just absolute shitty football. I mean, yet again, they tried to sell the Hank Brown highlights, whatever that fucking was, in practice. Like this dude was finna get a promo video. He was fucking horrible. Then you put in Peyton Thorne. He looks more lost than what he's ever looked before. The offense, yeah, you got wide receivers running fast, but the quarterback can't hit them. It's just like Waterboy. You know why alligators so ornery? Because they got all them teeth with no toothbrush. You got all those wide receivers with no fucking quarterback. What are we doing?
That's what my mom said. That's what she said.
Y'all want to get in on this? They suck. Hey.
Dan looks bored talking about Auburn. I can't be mad about it.
It's plain and simple. You spend the money, you buy the players in the portal, you recruit them out of high school. You can't forget to include possibly the most important position in a college football team, in a high school football team, and a pro football team. You got to have a good quarterback. It all runs through there first.
Keep in mind, I want you to understand this. Keep in mind, they had some flip targets that went there to that game and saw that dud of a performance to the point where one of them straight up said, I didn't see what I wanted to see.
Hey, Deuce Knight, just stay with the Catholics, man. I mean, I know you kind of trapped yourself in between two shitty options, right? But I mean, at least they got Jesus. At least they got Jesus over there, so you should be good, in the afterlife.
But what do you mean? It's a Christian It's the Pope.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Pope. What? I mean, bro, they both of their football teams fucking suck. Like this is you got losing. You, I mean, you got losing to NIU or getting your back blown out by Arkansas. I mean, which
Well, the
day
problem was,
doesn't
dude,
smell of shit?
Taylor Green.
Like,
Taylor Green wasn't even really passing the ball. Their offense was predicated on his legs. What it felt like. This was the game we're talking about. Just horrible ass offense from both teams, really. But Auburn loses the game, so it is what it is. It is.
Dan,
what it
how
is.
you feeling about it?
About Auburn? Auburn sucks.
I'll take that.
My favorite quote.
I wish you could play that clip.
Yeah, I think it was today that he said, Freeze was like, "What makes me sick is, you play that game 10 times, we win that game 9 out of 10 times. It just happened that this one time's the time we didn't win." That's just such one time
that matters.
It's such a lazy Monday answer. Just give the coach speak. Be like, listen, it's a tough loss. We're going to grow from it. We're going to learn from it. We're getting ready for whoever's next on schedule. But don't go back at it and go, hey man, you play that game 100 times, we win 99 of them. It's like,
this is what you get though. This
ready?
Is what you get.
Let's go early. What we do? I like driving in my truck. He likes to drive in his truck. Auburn sucks.
Squidbillies, ain't it? Hopefully don't get copy strike here. Hopefully don't get a copyright strike. All right. Hopefully we don't get copyright strike there. Thanks, Dan.
Auburn sucks.
I'll take it.
About it.
Go dog.
That's wasn't that T-Pain doing that?
Maybe. Sounds like it. Honorable mentions, folks. Do a quick one. Mississippi State. We expected it. Your team is hot.
Wait.
They're cowbell cow shit.
Yeah, I look. I mean, R.I.P. Mike Leach, but it's just that's kind of why we're looking at the football that we're looking at there. I mean,
You're right.
I picked them. I did pick them to win, but Florida.
Oh, it did.
Florida, you're still fucking horrible. That didn't change shit. I mean,
you got UCF coming, ain't it? Or who do they got? Wait, what do we got?
It's UCF. I have an honorable mention, and it's the Horned Frogs at Texas Christian.
Oh, they got that shit kicked out of them.
You go from playing in the national championship 2 years ago to you gave up, I think, 63 to SMU. And I think that I didn't realize quite how I did some digging into how big of a rivalry not only that is on the field, but also between boosters. I saw something the other day that SMU has over $120 million promised by boosters alone. Just crazy.
That's why they joined the ACC for free.
Yeah,
crazy. I mean, shit. A former president was a cheerleader. It's an incredibly rich area over there. And had spent many a drunk nights on that campus, and God bless them. Okay, they do academics real good, but party real better.
Take your words there. We'll read some comments here. I see Andre in the building up here saying, "Yo, what's good? Bama dub incoming Saturday." Well, not so fast. We got a lot to talk about. We'll save that for the next show for sure. Obviously, we talked about it. It's Bama hate week. Shouldn't be a hate week. Shouldn't be set to 1 week. Let's see. Hot Top brought up a good question. Anyone think Tennessee is better than Texas? I definitely think Texas is better at this stage. I'm not discrediting Tennessee. I'm not knocking Tennessee. I just think Texas is slightly better right now. But give Nico some time. I think if he gets out of the freshman growth spurt, the struggles, if you will.
When is that game?
What? Which one?
Tennessee, Texas.
They don't play.
Oh,
they don't play.
Okay. Never mind.
That's probably 26.
Texas is for sure better. For sure.
Yeah. It's not that I don't like them. I think Tennessee is a very good program at where they are right now. I just think Texas is just a little bit better.
I think with Arch at quarterback, they're a lot closer than you're giving it.
With Arch at quarterback, you're saying that
No,
it's closer?
no.
It's closer. So
No,
you
it's a
think
manner.
Arch right now after one start is better than Nico?
Yes.
No, I just think I'm saying overall.
I think Nico's better right now. I'm not saying Arch won't be better.
No, I think Nico's better than Arch, but I think when Quinn's healthy, I think the Texas team is better.
Well, sure. That's
what I'm looking at. But I mean, if you're based off
Quinn Ewers to the side. Arch is better.
Kobe's got his hand raised. What?
Thank you.
I'm defending the Manning with all my life. I promise.
I think the weapons Arch has at Texas are better across the board. Like I think you give me the skill position players at Texas. I think that Arch has the ability to deliver the ball to better athletes across the board.
Can't argue with that.
Yep. Keon, I want to do this real fast. I know Kobe and Dan don't necessarily get involved too much with this, but I do want to talk a little bit about recruiting. Talk a little bit about recruiting because if y'all want to jump in, feel free. I just know that y'all don't really deal with it, so give y'all a chance to get you some water.
Our part of the show is over, Kobe. We're good. See you guys next time.
Stop that. Stop it. Stop it. But no, I do want to talk some recruiting. It sounds like, for what it's worth, there's been some movement with Osmani Krumah, the running back, and now he's announcing Saturday. You heard anything about that, Keon, or no?
Dog.
You think so?
Certified dog.
I mean, I could see it.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the next Georgia commit?
Yes.
It feels weird that we don't really have a lot of in-season commits at this point, though. I would love to see. I mean,
because they saw the Kentucky game. That's why they don't want to come here no more.
Maybe we'll see. Also, I think with Florida State, I don't want to get y'all's thoughts on. Do you think there's a chance that you can flip CJ and Kevin Wynn from Florida State?
Look, man. Look.
They did beat Cal.
It all depends on how many more defensive linemen you get to commit. I mean, I don't think you have room for 3.
Look, man.
I think you get a ton of bodies, so you need them in the D line.
Yes, sir. In the blue shirt down in front.
Yeah, when the hell did David Sanders Jr. flip to Tennessee from Clemson?
He committed there to begin with. He never
thought he went to Clemson.
No, he was projected to go there, but he ended up going to his.
This is why I said we should have left, Kobe.
No, we're informing you right fast, okay?
And what's funny is I really thought he was going to go to Nebraska. Like the whole time, I was like,
I thought he was going to Clemson.
Bro, I wouldn't rule Nebraska out, to be all the way honest.
Well, I mean, I knew he committed to Tennessee, but I'm saying, like, when it came down to the end of his recruitment, I was like, he's going to go up to Nebraska. He's going to start as a freshman. Like, the whole thing is going to go on. But
no, I do think I would love to see that. David Sanders, the Tennessee commit.
Georgia's
top
10.
I will say this, though. Speaking a little bit close to home for me, Georgia offered a kid last week, Xavion Griffin-Haynes, up here out of Rollsville.
Damn.
2026.
He got a name on him, don't he?
Yeah, he does. 6'6", 230. Man, it's just like that. Strangely enough, they had a game. So this is Monday when we're recording this, Monday night. Straight beat the Jesus out of Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, actually got
that screams trench monster.
It sounds like a menace too. Talk to him.
I mean, shit, you can't put that on the name tag.
But no, kid, he played Athens Drive. Roseville played Athens Drive and beat them like 60-something to nothing tonight. Yeah. So that was interesting. Good kid. UNC commit, by the way. Committed early in September. This September to UNC, and then Georgia offers sounds like an offer that he was looking forward to for sure. Kind of keeping that one on just letting that play out. Not sure how the whole Mac Brown comments play out, but we'll see. Still got a long ways to go there. Outside of that, not a lot of movement, but you got a lot of kids going to this Bama Georgia game.
No shit.
Surprise.
That list
Well,
is long.
Even Dan knows this. Holy.
Yeah, Luke was just telling me about all the kids are coming.
Oh, it's going to be insane.
Visiting list. Everybody.
Everyone.
You've got Donald Trump, the great 45th president of the United States. Donald Trump, I'm coming to Tuscaloosa.
Don't come.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Hey.
I'm going to come.
I have a question for you, Keon.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about Josh Petty, this 5-star offensive tackle committed to Georgia Tech? What do you know about him?
No.
Because he is listed at 6'5", 265. In what world can you play 265 at offensive tackle and be a 5-star? Like that, something's not right. But he's a 5-star.
Georgia Tech. The ACC or the Big 12. Those are your prime Power 4 conferences where that happens. Yeah, I hope he starts his freshman year. Me personally, I do know that if he stays there, that's the second 5-star they've ever gotten.
I'm just saying, if he goes to
Kobe,
Georgia Tech,
how do you play tackle at 265 and get it to be? Are they projecting? Okay,
I would say this. I personally, and this is just an opinion of one man, would rather hand Scott Sinclair 6'5", 265 at offensive tackle than hand him like a Daniel Calhoun 6'4", 375, 380, and say, turn one of these two into a college-ready body in 6 to 8 months. I'd rather see what you can put on the guy that's a little bit lighter, that maybe you're having to force to carry that weight, versus the guy that you're having to run at 6 a.m., watch what he's eating constantly, and hoping that he's staying at like a 340, 350 kind of thing. Not saying that some guys haven't done a really good job. I mean, Calhoun's done a fantastic job. We've had some guys in the past do a really, really good job.
Daniels is another example.
David Sanders is listed at 6'6", 295, Jeff.
He's nowhere close to 295.
Yes, he is. He's about 285, 290.
David Sanders?
Yes, he put on some decent weight. Yes.
Jeez.
Yep.
Last thing I saw him, he was like 270.
Oh, he was small.
Terrible.
He was light, but going into his senior year, he did put on about 20 to 25 pounds. Mm-hmm.
I like shout out. That makes sense, Kobe, and it makes a lot of sense. You have a really athletic kid that you could just throw a couple more pounds up. But I do know firsthand experience how hard it is to put on that weight when your body doesn't want to.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes
a problem now.
Yep. It takes a special athlete, I feel like, either way, though. Like, it takes a special athlete to be able to gain weight for a purpose, and it takes a special athlete to be able to lose weight for a purpose. I mean, it's both. It's hard on both guys. Yes, sir. Birthday boy up top.
I wanted to let you know, Jeff, that Rivals is wrong.
I'm on 247.
I'm just gonna let you know. I know because I talked to Kendra.
Somebody check on 3.
And I know people that talk to David. So either way, no, I will say this though too. Yeah, I think Georgia's set. The way we handle things is a little bit different, but I think at the same time, like that's just what we need for our offensive line, how we want to play. So I'm not mad about it.
I like Kirby's response about his offensive lineman. He says, "Big people move small people all day long."
Doesn't lie.
And that's the science. There you have it.
I mean, it's true.
You can't argue with it.
It's called physics. Is that who I think it is? No. Is that Mama Riddell?
Kobe, what did you weigh when you were in Georgia?
I think that is. Thank you.
285.
Oh.
You a guard or a center?
Long snapper.
Long snapper, guard.
That man was a true high stepper.
Anything you needed,
bro.
That's what I did. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I need to find a picture. There's a game or a practice. I'm in the big number Trace jersey, running around.
You in the Trace jersey? No way. No way. Guys, let's do this before we wrap it up for tonight. before we're going to move on, we're going to slowly creep in to this Bama, right? Because we got the preview show. And
Shit, I came on thinking we were going to talk about Bama.
Oh,
hey,
God.
Paul.
Well, hell, Dan, let's get this shit started. Before we do, though, make sure you like, follow, subscribe. And if you're listening on podcasts, wherever you get it, leave us a rate and review. It does a lot, and it's free. Let's do this. Let's get started.
5 stars for the boys.
Let's do this. It's time. It's Bama week, right? It's what everybody's waiting for. So, with that being said, Dan, do you want to start it off? I'll let you start it off with the Bama talk. What are you looking forward to Saturday?
I'm just really, really excited that it's here. The last couple seasons we've talked about, and we've kind of, I always selfishly say that we get so few of these that I cherish every single one of them. But every single season prior to this, the last couple seasons, we've had horseshit regular season schedules, and some of it are doing, some of it not are doing. And then in the next 5 weeks, we're playing 4 teams in the top 10. So we're getting our fill of high-level games, but none are bigger ever going to be bigger than Alabama. And like I said on my show tonight, this is a game where if you're going to make the argument that Nick Saban's the greatest coach ever, right? And I don't think that's an argument. I think that's known, okay? And I don't think anybody's trying to make the statement that Kirby's the greatest coach ever. Well, Nick Saban never had anything in his way. He never had that hill to climb, that hill that he couldn't get over. Kirby had it, and it was Nick Saban. Well, he has removed himself from the equation. So this no longer is the game that Georgia wants to win. This is a game that Georgia has to win. For Kirby, if Kirby is who we think he is, and if Georgia is the program that we want it to be, this is a game where we have to walk in there and whoop their ass. This isn't the big bad voodoo daddy Alabama is in there. Like, that doesn't exist anymore. Like, he's gone. And then what I also said earlier tonight was that people think the pressure is on Georgia. The pressure is not on Georgia. The pressure is on Alabama, because half of their fan base, well, if we're being realistic, half of their fan base didn't realize that football started before 2007. Okay. But half of the fan base is all in all the time. Okay. And the other half of the fan base is wait and see, because Kalen DeBoer is the new coach there. They don't know a hell of a lot about him. Alabama fans, a lot of them are not really well-informed fans. They don't know where the hell he came from, probably, but they're waiting to see what's going to happen. Kalen knows that he's got to have a good showing. This is his first opportunity to play a team that's really, really damn good. And he wants to win this game. He needs to win this game for his legacy. Well, Kirby's legacy is on the line as well. This is a game that there are probably a lot more chips on the table than need to be with the playoff, but this game is a must-have for Georgia, period. That's my start.
He specified just the start.
I'll go last on this.
Kobe?
I'm interested to see Kobe's reaction to what I just said. If he's in line with that, or having played at Georgia, if he doesn't agree at all. But I have a feeling I know where you're going to go.
I think you're right. I think the monkey on the back has been Nick Saban for a long time. I think it's been the hill that we haven't been able to get over. I think, in the deepest, darkest places, that if you had to ask the head ball coach, he would tell you that sometimes he is almost out-thought and out-coached himself, trying to prove to be the better coach at times. I mean, I think he had some of those games won, and he just completely changed the identity. I think the one time, and Nick Saban will talk about it, the Natty in 2021, he goes, he talked about it, I think, on Game Day or on SEC Nation last week. He's like, we were winning. He's like, we were winning. We gave them the ball back, and they ran the ball between the tackles down our throats and beat us in the fourth quarter. And that's just something that, I thought that we haven't done a lot when we've played them before. We always seem to get timid. We always seem to stick with game plans that don't seem to be working. And I think Kentucky showed us a lot of game plans that haven't been working. And it'll be interesting to see the adjustments versus the pride factor of, what Georgia team comes out. The Georgia team played Clemson. This could get ugly. I mean, Georgia team played Kentucky. It could get ugly the other way. I mean, I think that I think we haven't seen a really good litmus test on what this Alabama team can be. I mean, they put some bad tape on film against USF. I think Wisconsin goes a little bit different if Tyler Van Dyke doesn't blow his knee out on the first drive of the game for Wisconsin. I think they would have been a little bit more competitive in that game, at least being able to go score for score with them. I don't think they ever stop Alabama. I don't think they have the athletes on the defense to stop them. But I think as far as like just their inability to score, it kind of came and went with Tyler Van Dyke. As far as like legacy goes, I definitely think that the fact that he has a losing record to Alabama in his coaching career is a blemish on Kirby's outlook as far as the nation goes. You know, talk to an Alabama fan, it's like, okay, yeah, Kirby's great. How's his record against Alabama?
1-6.
Like, you know, like you're saying, it is time. It's time to kind of prove a point, and it is the time, no better time than you're going to have massive people on visits. You're going to have the media, the national media is going to be watching. And like you're saying, all you're hearing is like Kalen DeBoer. He's the hottest name in football right now. He's won everywhere he's been. Now you've handed him the keys to the kingdom. Of course, he's going to do nothing but win. I think you have an ability to kind of come in there as the prodigal son of Nick Saban, prove that you understand the way football should be played in the South, win a game the right way. And I'll be honest, you don't win this one. I personally think it's going to be the easiest game out of at Alabama, at Texas, at Ole Miss. I think this is the game. If you don't win it, I am very much more worried about those other two games. Like I think this will be Tennessee, the easiest out of the three. Tennessee at home, though, it gives it a little bit of a different feel for me. But on the road,
still sweating a little bit, though. I would say I can see your logic. He's still sweating a little bit, probably even at home.
The three big road games, we match up with this one the best, in my opinion.
Talent advantage.
Yes, I agree. So I'll be interested to see, Carson Beck, brother. You think you're a top 10 quarterback?
Prove it.
Here it is.
Well, this is something that I also wanted to add, Robert, before you go, is that as a Georgia fan, I of course I'm really competitive. I don't like to lose ever, right? But I can handle losing if we empty the clip. If we've done everything we possibly can to win a football game and we can't get it done, I can live in those results. I can't live in the results when we are not competing at the highest level. Like if we were to go through the entire game and we take no deep shots downfield, I can't live with that result, right? If we're playing timid and we're not blitzing and we're not bringing in and we're just playing catch all day long, just catching them, I can't live with that result if we were to lose. I think it's time to empty the clip and beat the hell out of them. That's where I am right now. Yes, I know that's an aggressive stance, and I'm not trying to be a homer or anything like that. Georgia has a talent advantage. They've had their program in place, their culture in place. They have the talent. They have the guys. I love the roster. I love just about every player on that roster. And if deployed properly, that roster is better than Alabama's. So it's time to put this demon to bed and just roll daddy. Just instead of roll tide, roll daddy, roll dogs.
Don't know how that sounds. Either way, though. I know you don't. Either way, though. I think this is – I see both of y'all's points. I'm also curious about it, though, too, because this is – I don't see a game outside of this one that's regular season, that's not regular season game of the year. It's just a matchup. Even then, there's still some time to go before that. I just think that this is probably going to be the game of the year at the end of the year.
Texas will be the biggest game of the year because they don't ever play.
You win this, it'll be 1 versus 2 at Texas. So
yeah.
I agree, it'll be game of the year there.
And nobody's beating Texas until we play them. Hey, buddy. You all right?
Yeah, man. So for me, I'm not gonna lie to you, I completely agree with everything that y'all said so far. I think this is a real time. This is a real opportunity for us to go out here and excel, dude. Like, you got to beat Bama. Like, there's no way around it. There's no way that you can phrase it. Because Georgia fans, we look at it and we say, well, Kirby hasn't had a Nick Saban or he didn't have an Alabama problem. It was a Nick Saban problem. You go out here and lose to Kalen DeBoer year one, that sets a horrible precedent for you as a head coach moving forward when it comes to playing Bama. Because then at that point, I mean, we're going to have real conversations about the different coaches that we have on roster as well as Kirby, because it all depends on how it goes. Like, if the offense looks sluggish, Kirby, it might be time. It might be time to start looking for new OCs, bro. Like,
it ain't going to be
honestly,
defense.
it's not going to be the defense. So if that offense don't come out here and it's not firing on all cylinders, Kirby, it's real life going to be time for you to look for a new OC. Even though I don't feel that happens, and I'm going to tell you this. I feel like this year is our best opportunity of winning the Natty, because if it's not happening this year, it's not happening next year. We're losing too much talent. Like, we're no. Like,
I want to say this too.
It's got to be now.
I want to say this too, Keon.
Hold on. And with that, y'all also wait, hold on, because I want to get all of this out, because I be in spaces people be asking me, and I just want to get my whole take out here. At the end of the day, you got to get out here and beat these guys, bro. Kobe, you were right. Bama ain't play, and I said this as soon as the schedules got released. Bama will not know what type of team they are until they play us, because these first 3 games, that's not real fucking comp. None of those teams is finna end up winning 8 games this year. Be serious. Yeah, you can hate on the Kentucky performance, cool, but we introed the season with Clemson. Then what? Like, so Georgia, they got to come out here. They have to be firing on all cylinders. And then after all of this craziness that Jalen Milroe was talking after the SEC championship game, bro, like, come on. Kirby, he looked at your defense and said the side of the ball that you specialize didn't want any more. They didn't think it was going to be a 60-minute game. They didn't think that they were ready to go the distance.
That better be on a wall somewhere.
Keon, hold on. I got to ask this question for Kobe, because you played under Kirby Smart, Kobe. So press conference, he was saying that he ain't letting stuff linger from last year. Is that a lie, or do you think that's accurate?
I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
That's a lie like shit. Look at him. He know that's a lie.
Infer how you wish.
You know Kirby is playing that Jalen Milroe soundbite all throughout practice, and having them listening to that shit in the meetings and all of that. Man, come on.
Now, to be fair,
Kobe, give your stat. Kirby Smart is what coming off of a bye?
Yeah, 16-2 with more than 7 days to prepare for a team. Last loss, Texas in the Sugar Bowl. Before that, Florida in the first year under Kirby Smart, 2016.
16-2.
Pretty good.
Almost 37 points per game.
And the team on the back end of this is Alabama, which you don't need any motivation to get up for.
Yeah, I think that, like you're saying, the sound bites, stuff like that, he ain't going to feed and giving them locker room material, especially on a Monday. But, I mean, it's personal. Like you're saying. I mean, the man is unbelievably close with Nick Saban. He has the utmost respect for Nick Saban. We could sit here and argue back and forth till you're red in the face. Maybe at some times in his coaching career, he's had too much respect for Nick Saban, which is crazy to think about as Nick Saban, in my eyes, the greatest college football coach of all time, like, bar none. Argue with your mama. But sometimes Kirby has respected him so much that it's cost you games. I think now, like you're saying, you gotta let it loose. You gotta let it all hang out. You gotta show that what you've built in Athens is the way to build it. And like you're saying, I think roster wise, you've got your guys. You've got the guys you want. Can they like you're saying, can they be well prepared? Can they know their jobs? Can they do their jobs? It's one play at a time. That's what he's going to tell them. It's that we go out here, it's one play at a time. Do your job for one play, and then let us go do our job for one more play. I mean, that's what I guarantee is showing you like Kentucky highlights. If you had done your job on this play, what could this play have been? If you'd have made this block on the perimeter, what could this play have been?
Might as well call this little quick segment the player's perspective. Got another question for you. How do you feel the bye week went? If you're in this situation, what's going on? Is it a lot of preparation, recovery? Is it a lot of Like I'm assuming the physicality is never out of the question. I don't see that, but what's your vibes if you had to be in that building? What are your thoughts on how it would play out?
Yeah, so obviously I've never had a 2 bye week season. I've always had like the one before Florida, so I really can tell you a lot more like from that perspective. Monday, it's been 6-7 weeks in the season. Monday's light. It's recovery. It's a lift. It's a lot of meetings. It's a lot of preparation on maybe a team in the next half of the season that we think is doing something weird that we want to kind of get ahead on. It's not always Florida. Back in the day, it's always the famous one I talk about on this podcast. It used to always be Georgia Tech. It used to always be triple option. It used to always be how to tackle the man, read the pitch, all that stuff. It sucked. But now kind of going into this early bye week, I would say they probably still had a relatively light day on Monday. Came in Tuesday, fully padded practice on Tuesday, fully padded practice on Wednesday, probably went shells Thursday, probably went like maybe in spiders to a helmet walkthrough on like a Friday, off Saturday, off Sunday. I would imagine for the most part, Kirby would tell you that it was self-reflected for part of that. Like probably didn't do a ton of Alabama. Probably got into it pretty heavily on Wednesday for Alabama, Thursday, Friday, all Alabama. Tuesday might have been just some good on good stuff. Obviously, we're pretty injured in some positions, so maybe not a ton of good on good, just to preserve depth. But
yeah, based off Kentucky game though, that depth, especially at the interior D line, is going to be something I'm watching for. You're hearing. As it stands, I think Kirby's press conference sounded hopeful. His words on Michael and Brinson. I'm expecting them to play. I don't expect Michael to be 100%. I think Brinson's a little bit farther along in regards to recovery there, but I think that's still 2 guys on that D line that much needed, especially in this game.
If my man Ladd McConkey played in the SEC championship last year, Michael Williams will suit up in Tuscaloosa on Saturday. In my opinion,
I have an interesting perspective, or I don't know if it's interesting, but I just have a perspective on that. Where is it worth possibly losing him for multiple? Like, is it worth losing 3 games to win 1 game? If Michael is not there, just sit him and you could live with the results versus playing him, getting him reset, and then now he's out for Texas and Ole Miss and Tennessee. Like but I'm with you. I think the competitor in him, and I think the competitiveness in that building, if he's even close to good enough, he's going to give it a go. I hope it's not at the risk of losing him for multiple games.
You're hoping that it's not like a Juice Wells situation at South Carolina.
Okay, I have no idea who Juice Wells is, but I'm with you.
Hold on. Juice Wells was a receiver that South Carolina was playing, was cooking us last year with Spencer Rattler. No, excuse me. He was working us last year, and he got hurt and missed the rest of the season because of it before he got drafted. Or was that Xavier Legette? It was either Legette or Juice Wells. Maybe in Legette. Either way,
whatever you say, receiver, I agree with it.
I want to say it was Juice Wells.
I will say this personally, just knowing the way that we play ball. I think you need Michael in this game more than you need him in Texas or Ohio State. Ole Miss.
Because they run the ball?
Physicality up front. I think he is going to have to help you set the edge and win one-on-ones more in this game than the way Ole Miss and Texas are going to run the ball. Michael Williams.
Yeah.
I just think that from – now I'm not saying it's worth – like, listen, if you're hurt, if you can't go, I know Ron. I know that training staff. I know all those guys. If you can't go, if it's not safe for you to play, I have got the utmost respect for the decisions they make on Michael's health. Michael is going to play a lot of football beyond in a red and black uniform one day. The one game at Alabama is not worth the rest of your career. I by far am not going to say that at all. But I know that, like you're saying, if he is even close, if he is even 75%, I think you'll see him suit up.
And, the sad part is it's not like that everywhere. Like where I played, it was just like shoot him up and put him out there. So I'm glad that it's that way in Georgia.
Yeah, it's been notorious for that too. Like certain fans have been upset about guys missing extra games and when they could be ready, but at the same time, like you said, when it prolongs careers, and also I think NFL people, NFL personnel look at that in a good way too, because it prolongs your NFL career.
Fam, I had a nightmare the other day that Mikhail got drafted by the Eagles, dog, and that just ruined. Bro, I remember I woke up, Carson.
Hey,
shit.
They're not real happy with our dogs right now up there in Philadelphia. My buddy is a huge Eagles fan, and
please send him to New York. Send him to New York. I'll take Jalen Carter
had one of the best defensive tackle performances against the Saints. But yeah, continue.
Fam, I'll take Jalen Carter.
But they got like 6
Jordan
of them,
Davis
bro.
right
now.
now.
About one.
Fam, can you imagine?
Whatever happened to Keely?
Jordan Davis, Dexter Lawrence. That's your interior. If you put them two next to each other,
he's still playing. I think. I might be wrong.
He may be on the roster, but he ain't playing.
I'm pretty sure he's on 53, man.
Who?
Keely
Ringo.
Oh yeah, he's on the 53.
By the way, Thursday big matchup for the Giants there.
Oh yeah, we're losing for sure. We're getting a quarterback. I keep telling you, this is
with the second pick in the NFL draft. The New York Giants select.
Wait.
Jadir Sanders. I'm just playing around. I don't know. I don't keep up with the shit.
No, seriously, it's going to be the second. So here's how it's going to work out, right? The Giants and the Panthers are going to duke it out for who's going to be the worst team.
The Panthers is about to roll. They got.
I was about to say, yeah. My
man then it's us and the Tennessee Titans. It's us and the Tennessee Titans. The Mayo man is about to duke it out with the New York Giants on who's the worst.
Brother, don't you count my Bears out yet? Don't you?
Hold on. I want you to understand. Hold on.
Don't you be counting them out for a top 5 pick.
Wait a minute. I gotta break this down. Hold on. Keon, you just talked about. I want you to think about this. The Giants and the Titans. You said they're duking it out, right? Keep this in mind. The level of pun here is perfect. Duking it out for the first pick. Keep in mind Daniel Jones, Duke. And then
see what I did there?
Will Levis, Duke's Mayonnaise.
Kentucky.
I thought you were going to go Will Levis, Dookie.
My head is
both. Well, that's 3 trifecta.
Yeah.
Trifecta. Outside of that, I think we need to save the rest for the preview. It's going to get hot and heavy. It's Bama week. There's no getting around it. Yeah.
I don't want to.
It's all week. It's an all week thing. It
is. I don't even. Here's the thing. I don't know if y'all feel this way, but I feel this way. These days, and I know today's Monday. We just went to work, but Jesus, if you could just punch me into like Thursday at 6 p.m., right? So we could just skim through these next couple of hours of days.
Yeah, I can't skip Thursday because I got to watch my son's game on Thursday and Friday, and then I'm gonna be ready.
Yeah, we could jump straight to the game day, right? If we could just jump right into.
Is Mill Creek changing anything for varsity for the hurricane coming?
Not that I'm aware of.
Our high school just announced that we'll be playing on Wednesday night for the varsity football game this week.
What school?
Cairo.
Oh, you're down south though. We're way up north. We're north of Atlanta.
Yeah. So they're playing their Friday Night Lights will be on Wednesday night this week. Talk about having no time to prepare.
Wait a second. What hurricane's coming?
Francine?
Sounds right.
So the rain's supposed to hit us on Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is supposed to rain the whole time.
Well,
but ain't that no, that's something I would definitely keep up with ahead of this week. Is this supposed to be coming from like Louisiana all the way up through, right? Like from like Louisiana to Florida, or am I wrong?
Straight up the Panhandle, baby.
Oh, okay.
No
So we might. Well, it'll still. Well, Tuscaloosa's right there, so it might be.
They've already said that it's not going to affect Tuscaloosa. They're Alabama's people came out
north.
Yeah,
it's going to be north.
Oh, it's going more straight up. So I'll probably be getting a lot of rain then.
Yep. Saturday for the game, you might want to find you a place with a generator, Hoss.
Yeah, buddy.
Fucking phone. We'll see how this plays out. Yeah. So Tomahawk Dog says Keely played against the Saints.
Yeah, I didn't watch him against the Saints. I watched him against the Falcons, and he didn't play.
Well, either way, guys, let's wrap it up. Any final thoughts before we send it off?
Yeah, man. Fantasy football, big win this week. Come on.
I went 2-0 the first week, 0-2 the second week, 2-0 this week. Thank you, Jamar Chase.
Nice.
He didn't show up the first
Kobe, how'd you do on the Kobe? We do our best bets. Actually, let me do this real fast. So we did our best bets last week, went 4-2.
Nice.
If you want to catch the spreads early, right? If you
I wasn't on last week, but I did tell you not to take the freaking dogs and the points against Kentucky. I tried to tell you.
That was week 3. This was week 4.
I said I wasn't on last week.
Well, anyway, went 4-2 last. Went 4-2. So if you're catching on this before the odds change anymore, this is through DraftKings here. Week 5 best bets. I got Miami against Virginia Tech. Hit that spread minus 19.5. Virginia Tech, horrible. I got Texas doing ungodly things to Mississippi State, setting a tone and making a statement in their first SEC game. I've got BYU beating Baylor money line. I think they're like a 2-point underdog right now, and I think BYU is better than that. Also, I got Arkansas winning up straight up.
If BYU's an underdog, why would you take money line? Just bet
BYU is a negative. So I just money line's better odds, better line. I feel that confident in BYU to beat Baylor. I got Georgia Bama. I think this game could go over at 48.5. Probably the riskiest one. And I've got UNC Duke. I got this going over 56, guys. There's going to be some points, and I don't trust UNC defense. So now, see if you hit any of these, right? If you hit any of these and you set a parlay or something, let us know if you hit those. Right? Went 4-2 last week. Did all right there. Can't complain about that. Already got that posted up on social media. If you'd like to catch some spreads before they change too much. So, with that being said, any other final thoughts?
See y'all boys on Wednesday.
I got to get air conditioning in this little room.
Keon, send us off.
If you're not a Georgia fan, your team is trash, and you have to deal with that. Good night, and go Dogs.
Oh.